Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever met someone who becomes nervous or uncomfortable whenever the topic of marriage or commitment comes up? Today we are going to explore a very interesting psychological and emotional term called gamophobia. We will discuss its meaning, causes, symptoms, uses in English, and real-life examples. By the end of this lecture, you will clearly understand how to use this word naturally and confidently in conversations and writing. The word gamophobia is a noun. It refers to an intense fear of marriage, commitment, or long-term relationships. A person who suffers from gamophobia may deeply care about someone but still feel anxious, trapped, or frightened by the idea of serious commitment. The word comes from two roots. The first part comes from the Greek word gamos, which means marriage. The second part comes from phobia, which means fear. So literally, gamophobia means fear of marriage or fear of commitment. In modern life, this term is becoming more common because relationships today can be emotionally complicated. Some people avoid commitment because of bad past experiences, childhood trauma, fear of failure, or fear of losing freedom. Others may have seen unhappy marriages around them and developed anxiety about relationships. Now let us understand this word in detail. Gamophobia is not just simple nervousness before marriage. Many people feel worried before making a huge life decision. That is normal. Gamophobia becomes serious when the fear is so strong that it prevents a person from building healthy emotional relationships. For example, someone with gamophobia may suddenly end relationships when things become serious. They may avoid discussions about the future. They may refuse to get emotionally close even when they truly love the other person. Psychologists often connect gamophobia with anxiety, trust issues, emotional insecurity, or painful experiences from the past. Now let us discuss the signs of gamophobia. One common sign is avoiding serious relationships. A person may enjoy casual dating but panic when commitment appears. Another sign is fear of discussing marriage or future plans. Even simple conversations about living together or starting a family may create stress. Another sign is emotional distancing. A person may suddenly become cold or distant after getting emotionally close. Some people also experience physical symptoms such as sweating, panic, rapid heartbeat, or nervousness whenever the topic of commitment comes up. Now let us discuss the causes of gamophobia. One major cause is childhood experience. If someone grows up watching toxic arguments, divorce, or unhappy marriages, they may develop fear toward commitment. Another cause is heartbreak. A painful breakup or betrayal can make a person afraid of trusting others again. Fear of losing independence is another reason. Some people believe commitment will take away their freedom or personal identity. Low self-esteem can also contribute to gamophobia. A person may secretly feel unworthy of love or fear disappointing their partner. Social pressure can also create anxiety. In many societies, marriage carries huge responsibilities and expectations, which may overwhelm some individuals. Now let us discuss how the word gamophobia is used in English. This word is mostly used in psychology, relationships, emotional discussions, and social conversations. It is considered a formal word but is becoming more common in modern media and online discussions. You can use it while discussing relationships, emotional fears, or personality traits. For example, you can say, "He never stays in relationships for long because he suffers from gamophobia." You can also use it in educational or psychological discussions. For example, gamophobia can affect emotional stability and long-term relationships. Now let us explore different sentence structures using the word gamophobia. Gamophobia is often used after verbs like have, suffer from, develop, overcome, or experience. For example, she developed gamophobia after a painful divorce. Another example, he is trying to overcome his gamophobia through therapy. The adjective form related to this word is gamophobic. A gamophobic person is someone who fears commitment or marriage. For example, his gamophobic behavior destroyed several relationships. Now let us discuss the emotional side of gamophobia because understanding emotions helps us understand vocabulary more deeply. Many people wrongly assume that a person with gamophobia simply does not care about love. That is not always true. In many cases, the person truly desires emotional connection but feels terrified by the risks and responsibilities attached to commitment. This fear can create emotional confusion. A person may move close to someone emotionally and then suddenly pull away. They may give mixed signals because part of them wants love while another part fears it. This emotional conflict often affects both partners in a relationship. Now let us discuss the difference between gamophobia and simple hesitation. Normal hesitation means temporary uncertainty before making an important decision. Almost everyone experiences this at some point. Gamophobia is deeper and more intense. It repeatedly damages relationships and creates ongoing anxiety about commitment. For example, someone with ordinary hesitation may still move forward after thinking carefully. But someone with gamophobia may completely avoid commitment again and again despite wanting love. Now let us discuss how gamophobia can affect modern relationships. In today's fast-paced world, many people fear emotional vulnerability. Social media, dating apps, and changing relationship expectations sometimes increase emotional uncertainty. People may fear divorce, emotional pain, financial responsibility, or personal sacrifice. These fears can slowly grow into commitment anxiety or gamophobia. This is why understanding emotional vocabulary like gamophobia is important. It helps us describe complex human emotions more accurately. Now let us move toward practical examples because examples make vocabulary stronger and easier to remember. Here are 5 examples using the word gamophobia. Example 1. After watching his parents fight for years, Daniel developed gamophobia and avoided serious relationships. Example 2. Her gamophobia became obvious whenever her boyfriend mentioned marriage. Example 3. Therapy helped him understand and overcome his gamophobia. Example 4. Some people mistake gamophobia for selfishness, but it is often rooted in fear and anxiety. Example 5. The movie explored how gamophobia can destroy meaningful relationships. Now let us discuss the adjective form gamophobic with 5 examples. Example 1. His gamophobic attitude prevented him from settling down. Example 2. She realized that her partner's gamophobic behavior was causing emotional distance. Example 3. Many gamophobic individuals fear losing their independence after marriage. Example 4. The novel described a gamophobic character who constantly escaped commitment. Example 5. His gamophobic tendencies became stronger after his painful breakup. Now let us compare gamophobia with some related words to improve understanding. The first related word is commitment phobia. This is a more common and less formal expression. It means fear of commitment in relationships or responsibilities. Gamophobia specifically focuses on fear of marriage or long-term emotional commitment. Another related word is anxiety. Anxiety is a broad feeling of fear or nervousness. Gamophobia is a specific type of fear related to relationships. Another related term is trust issues. Trust issues involve difficulty trusting others emotionally. Trust issues can sometimes lead to gamophobia. Now let us create some conversational examples because this helps English learners speak naturally. Conversation 1. Sarah said, "Why does he always leave relationships when things get serious?" Ali replied, "I think he may have gamophobia." Conversation 2. Aisha said, "She loves him but still refuses to marry him." Bilal replied, "Maybe she is dealing with gamophobia because of her past experiences." Conversation 3. Hamza said, "Why is he afraid of commitment?" Usman replied, "His previous divorce probably caused severe gamophobia." Now let us discuss how this word appears in media and storytelling. Movies, novels, and television dramas often include characters with gamophobia. These characters may appear charming and loving but emotionally distant whenever commitment becomes serious. This creates emotional tension in stories because the character struggles between love and fear. Understanding this word can also improve your comprehension while watching movies, reading novels, or discussing relationships in English. Now let us explore the psychological treatment of gamophobia. Like many fears and anxieties, gamophobia can be managed with emotional support and therapy. Psychologists often help individuals identify the root causes of their fear. Communication also plays a huge role. Honest conversations with trusted partners can reduce emotional pressure and misunderstanding. Some people overcome gamophobia gradually through positive relationship experiences and emotional healing. Now let us discuss pronunciation because pronunciation matters in spoken English. The word is pronounced as gamophobia. Repeat after me slowly. Gamophobia. Now faster. Gamophobia. The stress usually falls around the fa part of the word. Now let us use the word in advanced English sentences. His unresolved childhood trauma eventually developed into severe gamophobia. Modern relationship culture sometimes hides deep emotional issues like gamophobia. Although she appeared confident, her fear of commitment revealed hidden gamophobia. Understanding gamophobia requires emotional intelligence and psychological awareness. Now let us learn some useful expressions connected with this word. Suffer from gamophobia. Develop gamophobia. Overcome gamophobia. Fear of commitment. Avoid emotional attachment. Long-term relationship anxiety. These phrases are useful in spoken and written English. Now let us imagine a real-life situation. A young man meets someone wonderful. They spend years together happily. But whenever the relationship becomes serious, he suddenly creates distance. He avoids discussions about marriage and future plans. Eventually the relationship ends. Later he realizes that his fear was not hatred of love but gamophobia caused by painful childhood memories. This example shows how emotional fears can silently affect relationships. Now let us discuss why learning uncommon words like gamophobia improves your English. Most English learners focus only on simple vocabulary. But advanced vocabulary helps you sound intelligent, expressive, and confident. Words related to psychology and emotions are especially powerful because they help describe human behavior more accurately. When you use a word like gamophobia correctly, people immediately notice your strong vocabulary skills. Now let us quickly revise the key points from today's lecture. Gamophobia means fear of marriage or serious commitment. It is a noun. The adjective form is gamophobic. It may develop because of trauma, heartbreak, anxiety, trust issues, or fear of losing freedom. It affects relationships by creating emotional distance and fear of commitment. It can be treated through therapy, emotional healing, and communication. Now before we end, here are 5 final review sentences to strengthen your memory. Example 1. Gamophobia prevented her from accepting the marriage proposal. Example 2. He admitted that his fear of commitment came from gamophobia. Example 3. The counselor helped the couple understand the impact of gamophobia. Example 4. Many people hide the gamophobia behind excuses and emotional distance. Example 5. Overcoming gamophobia requires patience, trust, and emotional growth. And that brings us to the end of today's lecture. Today we learned the meaning of gamophobia, its emotional and psychological background, its pronunciation, usage, related expressions, and practical examples. Understanding words like this not only improves your English vocabulary but also helps you better understand human emotions and relationships. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this lecture and learned something valuable, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more advanced English vocabulary lessons. See you in the next lecture with another powerful English word.